Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunflower Keepsakes. This week I have still not managed to do my Christmas table runner. Not because I haven't tried, because I have. I sort of lost the will to live, I guess, would be a good way to describe it. When I was cutting up the size that I wanted it. So I've used my other table runner that I bought from Temu. It's really nice. It's a what's the word? Hemp? I think it's hemp, like that scratchy sort of brown stuff. This. It's not quite like that. It's got patterns on it. It's really lovely. But it's the perfect size for my coffee table, and also I figured I could just double it to make it big enough for the dining table, which we never use, so don't know why I'm bothering, but I will anyway, because I like to have matching stuff. I mean, you'll like that. So the reason I lost the will to live is I have a rotary cutter downstairs, and it's lovely and sharp and does the job, but the bit that I'm cutting off this dress to make the table runner is all gathered, and it's got some sort of glue in there as well, like dressmaking glue, and I'm really struggling with the rotary cutter to cut it properly. It just keeps wanting to sort of go off center, which is frustrating. So I need a pair of scissors. Only every time I come up here to grab a pair of scissors, and trust me, I have loads, just looking around me now, I have possibly 8 or 9 pairs that would easily do the job, plus a couple of other rotary cutters. But I keep forgetting to come in here first thing in the morning and grab a pair of scissors to go downstairs with them, and then I end up not doing it. So I haven't done that. However, what I have done this week is finished off Melvin the giraffe. He's cute, and I've got a little car. It needs buttons for the wheels, and also his little rucksack on the back also requires a button so that I can shut it. I've got the shakes a little bit, not sure why, but he has a cute little tail and shoes, his little basketball, proper cute. I'm dead pleased with this. So this one is my Temu buy. I am going to do the review on this, and I am going to post it this week, because I think it's worth the money, and I will explain why in a bit, and also why it needs a little bit of a warning to it, because the yarn is frustrating to work with, but once it's going and sorted, you'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I finished him this week, bearing in mind that last week all I had was 2 legs, I think, the last time I spoke, maybe a couple of antennae and the ears, possibly, or maybe it was the head and a couple of ears and the antenna, I don't know, but anyway, there was that. So I did that, and then I have also altered 1 pair of trousers, 5 tops, I believe. Nope, I'm lying. 6 tops, 1 pair of trousers. So the trousers needed tapering and bringing in at the bottom so that they weren't as wide. I mean, I like them wide, but the lady that I've done them for wants them slightly narrower, which I can completely understand, because if you're wearing, I think they're called capri pants or something like that, you know, like it's almost like they're 2/3 of a pair of trousers. They're dead cute. They're white, and I'd wear them. I wouldn't tape them in, obviously, because I've just said that I prefer them wider at the bottom. But yeah, so I've tapered them in for her a bit. One of them, so I did the alterations, or two of the tops and the pair of trousers, but I only sort of remember when I was saying about the running stitch and whatnot. So that's what I've done. I've used the running stitch, basting stitch, whatever you want to call it, to do the alterations, but I haven't completed them because I wanted her to be able to choose whether or not she liked the alteration as it was. So I've just used a loose stitch, didn't finalize it front, top or bottom. I just left her to choose whether or not she liked them, because they were quite big alterations. One of them is a top that she liked, but it was too wide. It came out weird at the bottom. It was like it had some sort of it looked like somebody had had two triangles on the bottom. It wasn't. It was still part of the fabric in one piece, but it went like that. So I pulled that in, tapered it in, and put the two scallops together. I can show you what I mean, because I have them here to hand, actually, as I'm looking. So this is the top. It's really cute. I love it. I'd wear this, definitely. But on here, on the corners, it just sort of, it came out really odd. So I've sort of measured them all together, and as you can see, all I've done is take off maybe 2 inches, possibly, and then tapered it in to the top here. It's not, it was quite a smooth taper really, but I've done it on the scallop, so hopefully it should be the size of the other scallops when you put them together, which they do, because I'm quite good like that. The only thing is, now that scallop has a line in it which it didn't have before, because I've pulled 2 of the scallops and put them together. Anyway, that's what I've done with that top. So I did that on both sides, obviously, and then I've brought in raised, sorry, 4, it will be 4 tops. I've hemmed just a little bit. It was like an inch too long, but it can be really annoying when something's not quite right. And then there was this lovely blouse, which was it was perfect around the back, but didn't fit around the front much. So what we've done is we've done like a dart, so it comes like that in a curve down to sort of that point, and then back out again. And all we did, I think you can still see it somewhere there, just about. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it on screen. There it is, my little mark that will iron out. But we marked the front, and we pinched it together and marked on the other side as well, and we marked the top and bottom where she wanted these darts to start and finish, and that's all I did. I did it in a few minutes. Looks like I did sort of finish it on one end so that it wouldn't come out when she tried it on. So we did that, and then I did the same with the trousers. Brought them in, and then I'll let her try them on for a fitting, I suppose, if you want to call it that. And she's dead happy with that. So I did that. So I've not been not busy this week. I had 2 falls. One of them, I lost 2. I lost one nail in a fall, but loosened up 3 of the others. So I have my nails done because I like to have pretty nails. Thankfully, I'm going back tomorrow, so that's all going to be sorted out tomorrow. But I loosened up when I fell the other 3, and one of them quite badly, as you can see, is bruised. Yay for me. The most embarrassing moment, though, was when I slipped and fell in the bath. So I'm not even sure how I managed to do that, because I use a shower bench. I don't have the energy, ability. It hurts to stand in the shower these days. I used to like it. Piping hot water on my back usually used to soothe it, but even that doesn't work anymore. So I've had to sort of go that route of that I've been trying to avoid, and that's that I need to start using mobility aids more, because I really do struggle. Now, normally the shower bench means that I can get in and out of the bath on my own, because I can sit down on the shower bench, lift my legs over into the bath, shower, and then get out the same way. Now, I'm not sure what happened, but the shower bench, it fell into the bath, and I sort of fell with it, with one foot under the other, and in a right peculiar position. Anyway, Glenn had not long been in bed, probably 3 hours at this point, maybe. And so he was properly asleep, not a little bit asleep. He was proper asleep. I could hear him snoring with the door shut. So I was like, Glenn, come and save me. Yeah, it was really embarrassing. But I must have called him about 7 times, and it took him at least 5 minutes to come and find me. So not the best time to be falling in the shower, but it was really embarrassing. I was not in exactly the right position for it to be very flattering. Not that you can ever fall in a flattering way, but hey ho, that's what happened. So that's what happened to me this week. Still haven't managed that bloody table runner, but I am going to get it done. And to kind of encourage me a little bit more, I have bought some more embroidery designs off my favourite website, Designs by Juju. They're lovely designs, and a lot of the times they'll do like a deal where, so I'm not sure if it's monthly or by the season, might be seasonally, but they do like this deal where you buy $30 worth of embroidery designs, whatever they may be. Not all of them are included in that offer, so I think all the normal designs, so any of the appliques and any of the ordinary embroidery things, I'm talking about for my machine now, not hand embroidery. So the bugger, I've got nobody here to help me think what I'm saying. Help me say what I'm thinking. Thread heavy, so like all hang on, I have one here that I can show you. So this is my cover for my sewing machine, which I made myself. Life is short. So all of the designs like this that are stitch only, they are included within their special offer, as well as the appliques, and some of the other ones. I'm not sure offhand what they are now. I can find out. If you're interested, drop me a message. I could even message you back with the info rather than trying to make up a whole nother video of, oh, by the way, this is what you can add. So yeah, they do those special deals. So you buy £30 worth of embroidery designs, and then you get so many included in their pack. They'll add so many embroidery designs to their pack. I was a little bit disappointed with this one. I didn't like the patterns enough to spend the $30 to get the extra embroidery patterns, and sorry, there's something going on with my laptop and I can't tell. Right, that's how easily distracted I am. That's a fibro thing. I get fibro fog, easily distracted from my task. That's why everything takes a million times longer, and I get sidetracked and say stuff that I wasn't going to say in the first place. So going back to the embroidery designs, I didn't like the extra patterns this time round, so I didn't spend $30 on the website. However, I could have quite easily have spent that amount of money. I've easily dropped hundreds and hundreds of pounds on that website buying their designs, and a lot of the time the little extra patterns that they add to their special offers, I'm sure it's every season, but they're often just as nice and lovely, and if you're careful and you sort around it, you can get the designs plus the ones that are extra on top without sort of mixing the two. One of the other things that I like about their website in particular is when you're scrolling through the designs, and at the bottom where it says add to basket, it will tell you whether you've already purchased that design or if it's already in your basket, so that you're not doubling up on the designs that are that you've already got. So I find that a lot of these companies, you know, like on Etsy, for example, you could buy something on there and then forget that you've bought the pattern and rebuy it, and it wouldn't be the first time I've done that either. And it's just a waste of money, waste of time. It's because I don't print all of my patterns off. I leave them sitting on my laptop for ages and ages and ages, and then I forget that I've got them. Whereas I'd just be better off filling up some of these lever arch folders behind me and calling it a day. But I don't do that. I leave them all on my laptop so I can print them off when I'm ready to, and then yeah, I see a pre-pattern and I buy it and I think, I've already got that. When I go to add it, you know, like download it off your Etsy or whatever, and your computer will pop up with that, you've already got this file, do you want to change it to this? And it's like, oops. Don't tell anybody I said that though. I think that's it for today. Well, this week. I'd like to sort of set myself some projects for next week, just so that I keep going. I have started another crochet project. I haven't gotten very far with it, but I've started it nevertheless. The reason I say that I don't want to set myself any projects this week is because I still have to finish the alterations on that lady's trousers and the two tops that I've already started, plus an extra one that I've got to do, and there's a dress that needs doing before the 8th of October, which I said I'd do as well, but that's dead simple. It's just taking it up, and then she wants an extra pop-up on the front because she's says it's a little gapey, so I'm going to do that. That's a really pretty dress as well. So those are this week's projects. I had to tidy up some more in my sewing room. I'm getting there slowly. So, oh, and my new glasses. I shan't do that too much because it's making me feel a bit sick. But I have 2 pairs. Vision Express, I do believe. Dead simple. So these are my readers, so I can see what I'm doing. And then I also got these ones. And spot the difference. There's virtually no difference at all. They're both very similar. So I went with Ray-Ban this time. I like Ray-Ban as a brand, but I looked at some other cheaper options, as you do. I found some that I really liked, and they were just dead simple, dead cheap. Pair of glasses from their cheap range. I think they were only about 60 quid. They would have been perfect. However, they're really heavy, and I get headaches when I wear glasses. They sort of, like right behind my ears. I get really dizzy and whatnot, and it's just a mess. So I tend not to wear them. Although I did buy those really cheap ones off Amazon. These ones. This one's still in its packet. So I think I paid about 12 quid for 5 pairs. Can't complain about that. And they do work. They're lovely. But they were dead light. So I knew that it was the weight of my glasses that was causing the headaches. So I picked out one pair of posh Ray-Bans, the other ones that I just showed you. So I picked those ones out as my go-to posh glasses that I only wear when I need to. I have astigmatism in my left eye, which means my right eye overcompensates to make up for the left kooky vision. I can't read very well now without my glasses. In fact, I can't. Forget it. I can't see anything to read without my glasses on. So I do have to wear them. The other ones are for the stigmatism, and I just have to wear those at night when I'm driving, when I'm watching television, and when I'm tired, because it makes my right eye twitch and they get watery and whatnot, and it's pain. So anyway, I'm supposed to wear them then too. But I probably will, I don't know, we'll see. I've had glasses before and I should wear them, but I don't, because they're too heavy and I can't move around in them, so I've got to take them off before I walk anywhere, and 9 times out of 10 I put them down. I can't remember where I put them. Somebody sits on them. I don't know. I've got a pair of Hugo Boss around here somewhere that are really nice that I got from Specsavers, which is a load of rubbish, by the way. They're not very savorish at all. Vision Express, can't fault them. Went in on the Saturday to get the appointment. Went in on the Thursday to have my eye test. The machines were down and they were dead nice and professional about sorting that out. So the machines were down, but they sorted it. So I had my appointment And then 2 days later or 3 days later, something like that, I got the text message to say that my glasses were there, ready to pick up. So I picked up both pairs. Glenn, who also had his eyes done at the same time, ordered thinner lenses because he wears his all the time, so it was worth getting the thinner lenses. So he did that, and then he got that polarization stuff put on them, which I've got as well. But he also got the reactor light, whatever that is called, you know, where they sort of change colour when you're wearing them. So he got those as well. And they were ready today, but he didn't get the message until 6:30, I think, and they shut at 7, so we didn't really have the time to get down there. By the time he sort of read the text, it was too late for us to go up there and get them today. So we're going down tomorrow after he's finished work to pick his glasses up. Despite that, today is Wednesday, I do believe. Yep, Wednesday. My watch says Wednesday. So it's taken a week for Glenn's glasses to come through. If we'd been with Specsavers previously, they have taken more than a week to arrive, even with the simple lenses and whatnot. They've taken more than a week to arrive. And Vision Express are offering this thing at the minute where you pay monthly for your glasses, but it's peanuts. It's something like £15 a month or whatever for both pairs of glasses, not just one. So 2 pairs of glasses, £15 a month. For me, this is, in fact, it's not even £15, it's less than that. So that's what I'm paying monthly for these glasses over the next 2 years. During that time, I can go back and get my glasses fixed whenever I need to. I'm now on the books, so we get looked after. They call it like a care package or something. So you pay monthly, but you get more out of it, I think, than you put in. I just think it's an easier way. I mean, mine came to 300 and whatever, and Glenn's were however much. So let's just say 300 each for these glasses. So that's £600 that we would have had to put down on glasses. So, and on top of that, if you think about all this expenditure, also, Darcy, my dog, she has a bladder infection, urine infection, whatever, cystitis. So she's on antibiotics. And then also, she's on this stuff, it's really good. It's like a liquid medication that she's on, and liquid medication. So it's an anti-inflammatory, and we were told that she might find it easier to move because she's old, she's got arthritis and whatnot. But my point to this, so I'm part of a care plan with the vet, which means that I get X amount of money off if I go to the vets. So I pay less for treatment than I would normally. However, if it's out of hours, which is what Darcy was, I have to pay full price. So full price was £64 before she'd had any treatment. So that was just for walking through the door, pretty much. £64. And then on top of that, I had to pay for her medications. So we're looking at almost £150 50 quid. I think it was worked out as 146. I don't care. I was offered an itemised bill, but I just thought, what is the point? You know, it's just depressing. You look at it all the time and it's like, whatever. Anyway, so with Glenn's glasses, my glasses, and Darcy needing to go to the vets, that would have been a total of 750 quid, just out of nowhere. So to have all these care plans in place is not a bad idea. You've just got to make sure that you're able to afford to pay it for the next 2 years, because that could be also awkward. But hey-oh, I needed the glasses and Darcy needed treatment, so what are we going to do? Not a lot you can do. And I firmly believe that when you take on a pet, be that a cat, a dog, a rabbit, budgie, whatever, you're taking on the responsibility of making sure that it's fit and healthy for the rest of its life. Because, let's face it, at the end of the day, they're not always in our life, but we are always in their life. So we are their be-all and end-all. So we owe it to them, especially Darcy, who has been absolute outstanding dog from the beginning. All right, so we had a few hiccups. I'm definitely ready to go back to my mother a few times, but overall speaking, she has been absolutely outstanding. I wouldn't swap her for anything. And I'd do anything for her. So, not that you needed to know that. But hey, that's my life this week. You can never foresee what's going to happen, can you? So, quick rundown. Altered clothes, finished a crochet giraffe, fell over twice, broke 5 of my nails, 4 nails even. Got new glasses. Darcy worried me to death, so much that I took her to out of hours vets. I don't know. I watched a new thing called Department Q on Netflix. So if you like murder shows and whatnot, it's based in Scotland, a bit like Karen Pirie. Definitely worth to watch if you're into all that stuff, which I am, obviously. So anyway, bit of a long one this week. But thank you if you stayed with me, and if you want to see more of my tutorials and reviews on crochet giraffes from Temu or whatever else, stick with me and don't forget to subscribe, please. Every little helps. Thank you if you stayed all the way to the end of my ramblings.